Okay, I showed you this with other horses, but I always think it's good to look at many different horses to train your eyes. So this is Reina. She's a Rocky Mountain. She's very well gaited, so she's gaiting right now. Some of you might think she's pacing. She's not. So, you know, they're very quick with their feet. So her back leg is coming off the ground on the right side. Then her right front comes off the ground. And then her back leg lands on the right side. And then her front leg lands. So to some, it looks like a pace, but it's not, okay? It's a racking gait. Some people call it a single foot. If the legs come off the ground together, but then the back leg lands first, and then the front leg, that's a step pace. So see how close those are together? It's just a difference of when the back leg comes off with the front leg or if it comes off before it. Usually if it comes off before it, a racking gait is a little bit smoother than a step pace, but they're both pretty smooth. So, you know, she is going to be easy to gait because she naturally just does it. But watch if I jump. Now she engaged a little bit more. And she picked her front leg up a little bit more. Right? She got a little bit more knee action. So usually if she gets tired, I'm trying to get her to do it, she'll break into a trot. Come on, Reina. There she goes. So she went into a trot. Now she's back into her gait. So remember, they do this with you on their back. If you don't know how to ride them correctly, they'll be gaiting 1 second and then trotting the next, or they'll be pacing the next. So a lot is how you ride them. So even though she can do it alone, once my weight gets on her back and once you're doing things with the reins and you're shifting your weight around, it changes, and their gaits change with the different terrain, with the different weight, and how people ride them. So, you know, you might see me ride them pretty well, and then their owner comes and they don't get as good a gait. That's okay, because they're learning. But that's the big thing, is if you don't know how to ride these horses correctly, you can totally mess up their gaits. And something that was gaiting like this all the time will start trotting under saddle. She's like, oh, please stop talking, I'm so tired. Okay, thanks, Reina. That was helpful for somebody, I'm sure. Good girl. So taught Reina how to sidle up, so she's getting pretty good at it. So let's show you. Come on, come over here. The phone fell and she freaks out. That's how sensitive she is. Come here, show them here. Okay, so I made her come back over to it. It's okay. So, but we see she's still jumpy, huh? Good girl. Yeah. But at least she didn't run me over. Come on, let's try it again. And get on her the mounting block, but with her I want to do everything a little slow because you saw how quick she can be at times. Not all these Rockies are calm, remember that, because people don't know that, and some of them are hotter and more sensitive like this. But she tries now. At least when she gets scared, she jumps forward, but then she stops and then she looks at me like, what am I supposed to do? So that's why I'm there to guide her and help her. You know, she might always have that little bit of jumpiness in it because sometimes it's their breeding, so we can make it better, but we might never make it go completely away. But you can always make it much, much better, right? She's like, what happened to the cookies? Okay. Are you coming, or are you going to stay over there? And again, this horse didn't like me. You want to say anything else to them? You want to tell them you got really scared? Horses make mistakes, so her jumping, freaking out when the phone fell, that was a mistake on her part, just like we make mistakes when we ride them. The hard part is sometimes that happens, but their mistakes are big, right? They blow up and do things. Ours usually aren't, but some people make a mistake and blow up and beat the horse up, and then again it's scared forever. So Remember, they make mistakes, that stuff happens. And that's part of learning, and that's why we try to prepare them so much, but they're not vehicles. You know, people crash in vehicles all the time. So, you know, with horses, they're unpredictable at times. We don't always know why they do things. We don't see the way that they see, and we don't hear the way that they hear, and we don't feel the way they feel. So, you know, we had one do something the other day. I'm not sure exactly why it got excited, but there was a dog there, there was a person there, and maybe that dog gave off like some vibes like, I'm gonna eat you. And so the horse freaked out, or maybe not. Maybe the horse just said, I've had enough of this, I don't want to do this anymore. So that stuff happens. The thing is, with all the mistakes we make on them, horses should kill a lot more people, but they don't. You'll hear about people getting injured and all that stuff, but think about it. Nobody crawls on a bear or mountain lion or any of those things. These guys let us ride them, and so we have to accept that they will make mistakes, we will make mistakes. We try to protect ourselves as much as we can in case a mistake is made, that we don't get hurt, but it can happen with any of them. And when I was talking to someone the other day, I also said, you know, so I tell people to get good helmets and good vests and, you know, try to protect themselves. And they're like, if some people think if you have to wear all that stuff, well, why should we ride? Well, you have to wear all that stuff when you ride a motorcycle, right? And we have to wear it when we ride bicycles, and when we ride skateboards, and when we ride all of those sorts of things. So here we're up a level. So if we fall off, we can really get hurt. And sometimes people don't understand that. But even if you have the best horse, it could trip, it could have a heart attack, it could have a stroke. There's all these things. It could have a seizure. We just don't know. It could have all these things that could happen, and you know, it happens all of a sudden. You have no control of it. And you'll see lots of videos now that people get slammed against things, and it starts off well and then it goes bad. So try to protect yourselves. Realize they make mistakes, we make mistakes. You know, they forgive us a lot more than we forgive them. And so try to remember that as time's going on. A lot of these horses don't have a lot of training, and we're expecting so much out of them, and it's really not fair. We need to put more training in, accept more things, try to help them to be better. She's like, stop talking. All right, let's get on.